This summer, I worked at Minuteman National Historic Park. Visitors from around the world visit our park to learn more about April 19, 1775 and bring an array of questions with them about this topic. Often, when stationed at the North Bridge, visitors would approach me and say, "I'm confused. Where was the shot heard round the world fired?" I revel in the opportunity to clear up this historical gray area that many people are curious about. If you open any middle or high school textbook, the phrase, "the shot heard round the world," is featured when describing the events of April 19, 1775. Sometimes the phrase describes the events at Lexington, and other times the conflict in Concord. So, what actually happened that day? In April of 1775, General Thomas Gage, the Royal Governor of Massachusetts, ordered an expedition of 700 British troops to Concord, 18 miles to the west of Boston, to seize and destroy military supplies stockpiled there. On the night of April 18th, the British troops mustered on Boston Common to set out for Concord. Paul Revere and William Dawes were sent toward the west in order to warn the citizens of Massachusetts that the regulars were out. The British troops arrived in Lexington at 5 a.m. on the morning of April 19th. The troops were greeted on the Lexington town green by 77 militiamen under the command of Captain John Parker. Captain Parker, seeing that he was outnumbered almost 10 to 1, ordered his men to retreat. During the retreat, a shot was fired, the first shot of April 19th. As a result, a short skirmish ensued, leaving 8 Lexington militiamen dead. Another skirmish occurred at the North Bridge in Concord once the British troops finally reached their destination. At the site, British troops fired on 400 colonial militiamen who were trying to cross the bridge. The colonists were then ordered to fire back by their commander, Major John Buttrick. This is the first time in history colonists were ordered to fire on their king's troops. This is also the first battle of the American Revolution. At the bridge, 2 colonists and 3 British troops were killed. The American Revolution was officially underway. So, what was the shot heard round the world? Was it the first shot on the Lexington Green that began the day's action? Or was it the shot at the North Bridge that made history? What do you think? Here's the answer. In 1837, the town of Concord erected a monument at the site of the North Bridge to commemorate the Battle of April 19, 1775. For the dedication, Concord resident Ralph Waldo Emerson composed a poem describing the battle at the bridge. The poem reads, "By the rude bridge that arched the flood, their flag to April's breeze unfurled. Here once the embattled farmer stood and fired the shot heard round the world." The phrase, "the shot heard round the world," is a direct quote from Emerson's Concord hymn describing the battle at the bridge. Therefore, the shot heard round the world refers not to the first shot at Lexington, but the colonial shots at the North Bridge. Now you know the truth about the phrase, "the shot heard round the world," and if this question ever arises with people you are conversing with, you have the tools to quench their curiosity.